Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today I'm going to talk about what I think could potentially be my most overvalued stock that I currently hold. And today's video isn't really me kind of giving you some tips and where I think certain stocks are going, but rather me saying to you guys, what do you think on this situation and what would you do if you were in my situation? And yeah, I'm a little bit unsure, and sometimes when I make videos, I think that after I talk about it for like 10-20 minutes, it makes it a bit clearer for me as well. So hopefully by this end of this video, I have a bit more of an idea where I think or where I might go with this company now. Because like I said, I do think it is probably the most overvalued stock I have in my portfolio. At the same time, I'm still not sure if I want to actually sell this position, and maybe just kind of sharing the situation with you might make it a few good points that you might consider as well if you were in this position and if you were holding a stock like this. And yeah, my aim today is just really that it's a bit of a different video because, like I said, I'm kind of looking at you guys and say, what would you do if you were in this situation right now? So I'm going to go through this company, which I think is probably my most overvalued stock in the portfolio. And considering that where the stock market is after today, which was quite an ugly day, I was actually debating whether to make a video on what happened in the stock market today. But considering like what upside is now left in this company and the opportunities that are starting to appear once again in the stock market, is it worth potentially selling this stock, going to buy some other companies because this company has less upside now, or is it still such a great company and a good average that I should really still carry on really holding this company? So yeah, if you could smash the like button, if you're new, subscribe as well, that'd be absolutely amazing. So the company is a company which has been a long-term favourite on the channel, which is Microsoft. So I've held this company since 2017. Originally, I bought this company at $60. I averaged up to $80, and now my average is $100, which is a really good average to have on the company. If you have a look at the stock chart, it's a very good looking stock chart, and we are up over 100% on this one. And yeah, it's been a very good company. And the thing is, as well, as I do look at this company, and one thing when you do look at that stock chart, you can see it's a stock chart that just keeps going up and up and up. And even in the peak of CV times, the dip on it wasn't massive on this company. As soon as you got a dip on Microsoft, people were paying this company quite heavy. And that's the thing is that I always think about as well, is like, even if there's a big dip on this company, people still carry on buying Microsoft because of it being such a good company. And that's one thing that I do consider, I guess. So I'm going to give you a bull case and a bear case on this one, and kind of you guys say your thoughts on this one. And like I say, is it a time for me to is the upside now, is this stock now going to underperform the market because it's trading at such a high valuation? Or is it still worth holding this company sitting on an average of $100 a share? So what I thought about, first of all, is why I should not sell Microsoft at the moment. And that is that there's no chance I will get Microsoft at $100 average again. When I look at the company, even in the peak of a CV dip, it still didn't even touch $100, which is crazy to think about. So I look at this and think, why should I sell Microsoft at these sort of prices? Because if I do sell, I've just got to be aware that I probably won't pick Microsoft up again at these sort of prices, which is a point that I'm considering. Just had to do a quick correction on the spelling there, but next one is dividend. So the thing is with having a $100 average is that I also pick a very nice dividend stock up on this one. So I get paid a nice dividend, and the good thing is that it's quite a solid company. So in days like this where you see the stock's been trading at 52 Ks for a little bit, but you look at a day like today, what has just happened, and a lot of stocks are really beating down, whereas Microsoft is putting new 52 Ks on. So you get quite a solid dividend here, and the thing is, it's quite a safe stock as well. It's a great blue chip to have in the portfolio because, like I say, you look at today, there's quite a few stocks that took a pounding. You look at Microsoft, it's putting 52 Ks in, which is really good. And I guess kind of last point as well is what I basically said here is that this is probably one of the best stocks in the stock market. If you could name probably the 5 safest plays to have in the stock market, you'd probably say Microsoft, even though it's at a bit of a rich valuation that it is right now. I look at it and go, it's still one of the best companies, and everyone still wants to own Microsoft. And I think having a $100 average on Microsoft is something pretty good, and a lot of people would want to have that. My negative points about Microsoft, why I'm considering this, is that it is a very, very high P ratio, and this is what's basically got me thinking about, is this time to move on from this company? I think the company's currently trading, it's just gone up and up and up and up. Obviously benefited from the CV situation, and basically now it's trading at a very, very high P ratio, a 38 P ratio, which is the highest that I think it's been since I can track back. I don't know exactly what it was in the tech bubble, but since I can go all the way back to 2006, it's now trading at a high P. You know, normally this company's traded at a P ratio of 20, and I look at this company now that's at 38 price to earnings ratio, and I'm thinking, can it carry on justifying that valuation? Because that is a very high valuation. And then I look at that going, you know, this company's traded normally a 20p ratio. Can it go to a 40? Can it go to a 45? Or even if it just stays where it is at 38, you know, the stock price isn't going to move for ages, and the company will need to catch up with revenue and profit. So I think from that point of view, is this now going to underperform the market? Which is why I kind of got onto this whole point of view that it's now trading a lot higher than what it normally does. My next point is that growth's slowing. Now this year you probably won't notice as much because they had the CV situation, which has led to a lot of people, you know, being more active on devices, you know, like a lot of the programs that they do have. And even cloud, which is probably the highest growth point of this company, that's been slowing down a lot over the last few years. Now obviously last year was helped it, but the cloud part of the business, which is the fastest growing part, is slowing down year by year. And I'm thinking, well, if the fastest growing part of the company is slowing down, that's going to start taking its effect. You know, you haven't noticed this as much over the last 12 months, but going down the line you will. And obviously the gaming side, that's been massively growing. Obviously there's been the work at home, people staying at home a lot more, gaming a lot more, and then topped with a new console cycle. But there's no way they can keep up that gaming growth that they have done for the last 12 months. And I'm thinking over the next few months that will carry on calming down as well. So you've got basically two of the highest growth points of this company, which is the cloud and the gaming will go slow down. And I'm thinking, okay, then you will have the growth slowing down on the company, revenue growth will slow down. You know, you go from, they've had a great year, but then we go from maybe to a 10% growth company to a 9 to an 8% revenue growth company. And then I think, well, can it justify the high valuation? I'm not sure. Yeah. So that's just something that I'm really considering with all that combined. And then the next thing is which is all this tied together, is that when we've got this high P, the growth's going to slow. Is this now going to underperform the stock market? You know, with Microsoft at $280, can this carry on growing? You know, for that to carry on moving to go to $280 up to a $500 stock, it's going to take a lot. I think the company is currently valued at 2 trillion, so that would mean it have to go to a 4 trillion valuation just to double, to go up 100%. And I don't know if it can do it, and that's what the big thing I'm kind of looking at now, going, can it carry on at this for high valuation? Because it just seems so limited when the growth is probably going to be a bit slower. And then do I want to kind of have my money tied up in here? Do I want to go move it into another stock? Especially at the moment, there's some opportunities out there. Or do I go, you know what, sure, it might underperform the market, but it's worth just having this giant at $100, still keeping in the portfolio, collecting that dividend. I'm not sure. And this is the big thing that I'm stuck on. And like I said, I just wanted to make this video because it might just help me a little bit. And I'll be honest, I'm still not very sure, but I thought, you know what, there's 3,000 of you guys that watch my videos every week. I'm very open to hearing what your thoughts are on the situation, what you would do. If I'm being honest, I still kind of look at it and go, I probably won't get Microsoft, a great company, at $100 again. It's still worth holding it even if it underperforms the market, because it's just a really good stock to have there as a base in the portfolio. And that's where I'm tempted to go with it. But I am kind of thinking about this, and I'd be very interested to see what you guys would do about that. If you would move out of this one, or if you think it's still a good hold in the portfolio, I guess. So yeah, I hope that was useful anyway, and hopefully it gives you kind of a thought process as well about, is it time to move on from a company? But yeah, I'm kind of stuck on, and yeah, if you guys could comment, that'd be really good, and maybe we can talk about some more stuff as well. Let me know in the comment section if there's anything else you want to talk about, like the dip today, if there's any in particular stocks. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it anyway. Special like button, new subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next video.